Hi, everybody. Sherry Leopold here. And once again, I am so honored to have another 2024 Wow Warrior with me. Congratulations, Karen Rudolf. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. What an honor.
Well, I am so pleased to honor you in this way. You are such a bright light, and we haven't known each other very long, but I knew the moment that we spoke, I was like, this woman is incredible. Would you please share with our viewers a little bit about what you do, Karen, and how you serve?
I like to. I'm actually known as the super stress reducer because I've been in the healthcare profession for over 20 years. uh, Um, it's affected my life, and seeing it affect my family's life, it got me compelled to find a solution. So part of what I do is create unique opportunities for people to get out of their stress and into a holistic, and I say holistic with a W, because it's all everything is interconnected. So when I look at the mental, the emotional, the physical, spiritual, your surroundings, your environment, your finances, all of that is connected to your well-being.
I love that. The whole solution
Holistic.
using the soul in the soul solution. I love it. And I love the name of your business. It's so just gets me right here. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, so I want to ask you a few questions. The first of which I love asking the Wow Warriors. Karen, what does it mean to you to be a woman of worth? What does that exemplify for you, or what does that represent to you?
It represent well, first off, thank you for the honor, because it really represents to me my growth on this journey. And I remember as a 6-year-old, probably, when I was in school and used to think I was stupid, and my whole identity revolved around being stupid. I don't know, became the byproduct of it, and I played small. And it wasn't until later in life when I started my journey and just started unfolding who I was and getting those what I call disbelief systems out of the way, to realize I might do stupid things now and then, and I get to laugh now, but I'm far from being stupid. So a woman of worth is somebody, for myself, that is out there to make a difference and be a servant leader to others.
Oh, how inspirational. And I think you sort of answered something that I was going to ask you next, is kind of navigating a challenge and how you did that. But I think you sort of articulated that with that story. And I think that's so amazing that even at 6, we have those preconceived ideas of, like, however we, for whatever reason, we have these false beliefs and
Absolutely.
how they color our world. But the thing that I love about what you shared is that you shared how you navigated that and how that's not your story today. And that's the inspiring part. And I hope that people will take that away today from that. So, what impact, Karen, would you like to make in the world through your platform?
The impact is really getting the impression out there that we all have a choice, that everything is perception, and you have the choice to choose to change or not. We all have habits, we all have patterns, and once we see through all of those things, it really determines your ease or dis-ease, because your body's always talking. And for me, coming from a nursing background and coming from a perspective where children were to be seen, not heard, and then fast forward going into a nursing background, and I'd be saying to the doctors, like, why are you sending them home with scripts? So you're not getting to the root cause. And then having the impact of scraping my mother off the floor as a byproduct of seeing it in my own home, I said, the buck stops here. And I've just been a catalyst for change ever since.
What a powerful story that is, and I like how you wove all that around and how it came back around and presented itself. And who doesn't want that person that's going to be that champion for them as well, and actually draw out, your own personal strength as well. Love
Yeah.
that.
Thank
So I think I might know the answer to this, but what woman has inspired or women have inspired you or have been a role model for you in your journey to becoming that woman of worth?
Wow, there have been a lot of people because the more I invested in myself, the more people became that powerful force in my life. But I think part of who really had the biggest impact on me was Reverend Alma Stevens. When I was getting divorced in 2007, prior to that, I was on a spiritual journey and I was looking for something outside of myself. I had no self worth, I had no confidence. I was the doormat, I was a people pleaser, and I didn't know how to get out of that space. And um, I studied world religions and I was looking, as I said, for something outside of myself. But it wasn't until that I learned that self compassion seemed to be the common thread amongst that. And lo and behold, it was right around the time The Secret came out. And I was like, I want to be able to manifest this or whatever and create my own life and have a say in what goes and doesn't. Excuse me. And Reverend Alma showed up in that space. She was giving a course on meditation or such and how to envision. It was an envisioning course. And I remember after that saying to her, like, what is this? Like, I really want to know more. And she said, well, yeah, we're doing science of mind. And, I'd be happy to, instruct you on that. And instead of taking 3 required courses, I took all 6. And then I took the next 6. And then I became, I couldn't get enough information. And I became so grounded in it that when the teacher comes and you're ready, you'll step up. And we're getting to a point now, fast forward here in 2024, we're in a space where I teach her now. And then we just sort of balance each other out in conversations. And she's probably been, in that respect, the most influential. There's been many. I've had some awesome mentors, some awesome coaches, and I'm always in awe of those who have been before me. And I honor that because there's always somebody who's a step ahead.
Absolutely. And I think being always open to that next teacher is really important as well. Thank you for sharing that. I actually think you're the second person this week that maybe mentioned her. So that's really interesting to me. So
Awesome.
that's like, I always think those are God tabs, like go find out about her. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. And hopefully other people will look to her as well.
Yeah.
I want you to share now. Um, if you had somebody come to you, a woman come to you, and you felt that she was struggling with her own self-worth, because in society today, self-love and self-acceptance is just really undervalued. If somebody was in front of you today, what would you share with her to encourage her? Or what would you say to her if you thought she was not valuing herself?
I'd probably tell her to, first off, pause and take a deep breath because there's something underlying going on there. And when we don't know what we don't know, I teach from a space of the 4 levels of learning, and we don't know what we don't know until we see it differently. It's a different perception. And basically, there is a difference between being selfish and being selfless. And I teach from a space of really getting your own values, and it's a building block. So we don't, when you get on an airplane, the first thing they tell you is put on your oxygen mask first. I find so many women are feeling guilty by doing that. Well, who taught you that? Go back and look at it. Does it have to be the truth? Maybe it served you as the 5 or 6-year-old like it did me. Or maybe as an adult, you no longer need to be attached to that. So when it starts, the more you start practicing self-work and self-love, and it always begins and ends with self. So when you're sitting there as a people pleaser and you're out there attempting to save the world as it was, when you point the finger out there, you've got 3 more coming back at you. Where can you be responsible? Because when you're loving yourself, others are going to start loving you even more.
Yes. I get so excited when I am in the presence of people who just fully understand that importance of that, Karen, and
Yeah.
I knew this is why when we chatted the first time, I felt such a strong connection to you, and that was very beautifully stated. Thank you for sharing that. So I wanna say, as a Woman of Worth, award recipient and honoree, what advice would you give to another woman who is aspiring to make a difference in her community and beyond?
Keep on keeping on. Don't let anybody everybody has their thoughts, feelings, and opinions. You know, what you choose it's a choice. What you choose to listen to will one of two things. It will either catapult you forward or it will take you back in time. And going backwards is not going to serve you or the world because we all have a gift. And once you tap into what that gift is, yeah, keep on keeping on. I I remember sitting in the hospital bed last year, had a major accident last year, and I was with my IV fluids and my hospital gown, and I had a, master class I was giving, and everybody was like, "You're not gonna do that, are you? You're gonna take this off?" And I said, "No, I had 58 souls in the room who are counting on me, who are looking forward to this program. I am not going to let them down." So I asked the nurses, "Please close the door." I didn't speak Spanish because it happened in Costa Rica, but sign language works really well. And they closed the door and they allowed me the hour to just really be present. But during that time I was present serving others, I never felt one iota of pain. And I got to tell you, I was in a lot of pain. I literally snapped the head of my left femur off, fractured my pelvis, and dislocated my lower lumbar. It was not comfortable, but because I was there serving and I kept on keeping on, resilience will get you through everything and attitude.
Whew, that was awesome. And I guess it slipped my mind that you'd had that accident. I forgot about that. And what a powerful story of how the mind will control the body, right? And
Always.
you needed that space, and that's what you were allowed. I think that is so beautifully said. Oh my gosh. And I know that people are most assuredly going to be very, very inspired by you. Can you share, Karen, where they can get in contact with you?
Absolutely. I'm all across social media because I do show up. If they go to my website, www.tranquilsolutions.com, I have a free gift waiting there for you.
Oh, awesome. As always, the generous person that you are. So I hope you will go to tranquilsolutions.com and grab your freebie and get connected with Karen and have a conversation with her. Maybe you will be the next soul in her next class, and you will see what an incredible woman that she is and why she is a 2024 Wow Warrior honoree. Congratulations, Karen.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.